talk about the i20. I know you guys have been really wanting to discuss about this car, and well, let me start by saying for the past 1.5 months, this car has been my lifeline. I live in Chhatarpur, my babies are admitted in Nehru Place, so this car is the best means of commute between the two places because it's about a 20-kilometer commute every day, and in traffic the big cars are just incredibly difficult to drive because the people all around you, motorcyclists, cars, everything. So this car has been my lifeline, and it has been brilliantly. Simple things like it is great car to drive slowly without getting bored. There's so much feedback that comes to the steering wheel, to the accelerator pedal. The brake pedal, yeah, it's a little soft, and it's not like it doesn't brake, but it doesn't give you as much confidence as you would get from, let's say, a WAG group braking system. Yes, the brakes are great. It stops very well. It doesn't do anything, but the amount of pedal travel that's required is little unnerving at times, especially when I'm switching between this car and the Tiguan and the Skoda and the BMW. The initial bite is missing in this brake system, and that's been the case with all Hyundais and all Hondas also. I think this is more of a Asian manufacturer thing than a issue with the car. People, I guess, they designed it for that particular demographic. I don't think I form a part of that demographic where people need a slightly less sensitive brake pedal. But yeah, that's one quirk I have with the car. Other than that, I mean, the suspension is brilliant. Whether it's bad road, yes, it's firm, but it's firm in a very enthusiast liking kind of way. The way this car handles, even in slow speeds, little twitches of the steering wheel will actually kind of ensure that you get a immediate response from the chassis, and that definitely does help in its usability. And just normally if I would drive the Skoda in the same traffic that I'm driving this car every day in, it would get boring. There's no fun. You get frustrated because you have so many horsepower at your disposal, yet you're crawling at 10 kilometers an hour, and then the suspension is stiff, and the rest. And it's a big car, and the guy is coming all around you, and that really ruins the experience. And to be honest, the Skoda isn't a fun car to drive slow. You want to drive that car fast. Whereas this car, because of its size, because of all the kit it has, be it the DSG, be it the disc brakes, be it the parking sensors, be it the lovely audio system and the fantastic live traffic infotainment system, it really makes the experience very well. The experience really is pleasant. It's not annoying. You don't end up at a destination frustrated and exhausted. Instead, you're pretty pleasantly happy with the drive, even though it's at 15-20 kilometers an hour at best. And in cases where you have an opening, you can just drop this car into sport mode and it just flies. I mean, for city traffic, there's barely any lag. It just drop it into sports mode and you can just accelerate away, and whenever you're into that cruising mode, you put it back into D and you can just cruise like I'm doing right now. So that really, it solves a lot of issues in terms of how and why this car is so good. And I have been loving it. No quirks in the infotainment. Apple CarPlay works very well. Android Auto also works very well. Fuel mileage is great. I've been gunning it for a bit, so I'm getting 8 kilometers because it's a little late today morning, so I was putting it in sports mode and flooring it. But yeah, in terms of mileage, if you're running with the AC on in Delhi bumper to bumper traffic, you get about 10 at best. In the winters, you get a lot more because obviously there's a lot less heat to deal with and the AC is off. So in winters, I was getting about 13, 14 on average. Now, because of the incredible Delhi heat and AC being on all the time, and I'm spending more and more time in very, very slow moving traffic, it has gone down to about 8. Also, combined with the fact that just to kind of entertain myself, I'm driving fast. So that also is impacting the mileage. But yeah, it's pretty decent. I get about 600 kilometers to a full tank at least, if not more. So I mean, that should give you an indication of how fuel efficient this is. In terms of the steering wheel, my god, I love it. It is thicker than most Volkswagen Group steering wheels. It is very, very good to hold, and you can do one-hand steering. It's not very bad. The grip is there, and the car's turning radius is fantastic for a small hatch. So I'm loving this car. I've really been driving it every day. I put like about 1500 kilometers or so on it in the 1 month, and brilliant. I'm in the middle of shifting also, so I go from Chhatarpur to Nehru Place to all the way to Gurgaon, and then back to Chhatarpur, and fantastic drive. I mean, I can actually have some fun also once in a while. So yeah, I mean, the Jekyll and Hyde character of this car is absolutely great. Drop the car into S mode and it just becomes completely, Mr. Hyde, and drop it in D mode and you can just go back to cruising. In terms of the gearbox, 1 to 2 remains very annoying at times, but the rest is very fast. From second gear onwards, second, third, fourth, fifth, the shifts are seamless, and that's a very, very refreshing thing, because there's no jerks like that people were expecting on this DSG, and it's a very smooth car to drive. Now, in terms of AC, fantastic AC. I mean, I'm at 23. The outside temperature is 40 degrees. I'm at 23 degrees and I'm already chilling. I think the AC works very well. I think it works a little too well. I think they could have given it a little bit more in terms of better thermostat to regulate the cooling better. I mean, I feel like I am sitting in 20 degree weather, 15 degree weather, but yeah, it does its job very well. So that definitely helps. In terms of comfort, the seats are very nice. I mean, they're relaxed. I mean, I've been driving an hour and a half one way every day for 1 month, and I haven't had any problems with it. The seats are very comfortable to sit in. They're good to relax. What I generally do is after my turn of visiting my children is over and my wife goes up to meet them, I just sit in the car, put on Netflix on my phone, and basically watch movies using the Bose sound system, and it's fantastic. That's a very good use case for this car. It's a good entertainment platform. And yeah, the people were concerned that how this car would be over bad roads. So I am in a very bad road area in GK. I think this is the GK main road, and not bad. I mean, I'm okay. There's no thud, there's no rough hitting the bump stops. The springs are firm enough to keep the car planted, and it just works. It's not unlivable, nor is it something I would like to complain about, because it's actually pretty good. Considering how stiff this car is, I don't think this car needs any softer suspension for Delhi roads. I think it's perfect. You can just this is fun. So yeah, that's the initial thoughts on this car, now that I've been using it every day for long runs. As and when I get some more idea on or thoughts about this car and quirks of it and issues with it, I'll let you guys know. So far, touch wood, no issues. It's running very well. I've been running 95 octane and good enough. If I feel like I want to get some more response from the engine, I put in about 1,000 rupees of 100 octane combined with the 95. That gives it a pretty good shove. Your throttle response becomes sharper. I'm not sure if you get more power or not, but yeah, definitely your throttle response improves, and that definitely helps in this car. Overtaking in this car is simple. Just drop it in S mode and just go. Don't even think about doing anything else. Just put it in S mode and just go. It's intuitive. It just catches the right gear and accelerates in the right way without having any lag or anything. If you try to overtake in D, yes, it's a little laggy, but it eventually gets there. So, I mean, I haven't found a scenario where I had to use the paddle shifters over here, although they're very pretty and very nice to hold. I haven't found a use case for them because the S mode is really, really intuitive. Unlike the Volkswagen and the Mercs, the S mode in this car is really intuitive. It knows exactly what gear you want, it knows exactly what you want to do, and it gets you there. The power is there, instant acceleration in the right gear always. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'll do a bit more detailed review of this car, a long-term ownership review in which I discuss some of the new features, little quirks, little things that I've discovered in this car, particularly since I've been spending some time with this car on its back seat. So yeah, and in the back seat found some nice space, nice little touches which are intelligent to say the least. And that's it. Alright guys, take care. I'm going back to the hospital right now to pick up my wife, and hopefully by next week my two beautiful little girls, Noor and Tara, will be brought home, and then we'll make some more content. Two girls in cars, I guess. I'm sure they'll be car enthusiasts. Yeah. So, okay. Bye guys. Take care. Like, subscribe, and if you think the content is good, leave a comment. If you want some changes, if you want me to do any specific content, let me know. I'll try to make time and do it. And yeah, take care. Bye.